Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yo, we are live in full effect. Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Take Podcast. I am Dime,
What's going on, everybody? It's Coquito.
and this is the Hot Take Podcast. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on both platforms, YouTube and Twitch.
Yes,
Per
sir.
usual, shout out to you guys. Internet's tripping a little bit over here, but it's gonna be all right.
All right. Hopefully, at least it holds up till we finish.
Yeah, I hope
Then
so
after
too,
that, it
man.
could do whatever it wants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's see how it goes, but let's go ahead and hop into it, man.
All right.
Yo, it's your boy Dom.
Yo, it's your boy Coquito, and you are
You
watching the Hot Take Podcast.
All right, so we're gonna start off with the game that happened yesterday. The Hawks, they came out and upset at the Bucks, and that's something we're looking forward to. They wind up taking game one at home. Trae Young out there shimmying, throwing it off the glass. Out there crossing up Drew Holiday, nobody stepping up with the screen. Let me know your thoughts on that game, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like as a Knicks fan, I don't like the Hawks, but like as an NBA fan, they're fun to watch. I mean, it's like I said before, it's kind of hard not to really like this team because, like I said, I mean, mainly their only superstar is Trae Young, but other than that, they play great as a team. Um, and yeah, last night, I mean, he was doing whatever the hell he wanted, whenever the hell he wanted. So, uh, he was soaring with confidence yesterday. I think he went for 48. Um, and the Bucks, man, I mean, came down to crunch time, and all they needed was one basket, kind of to just kind of seal the game, and the Hawks stepped up and got that big stop.
Yeah, man, the Bucks definitely folded that game. They could have won. I don't know how, but the Hawks is just having a Cinderella story. I am enjoying it every second of that. I said it before, they're exposing teams that was good in the regular season. Like I said, no point intended to the Knicks at all. But the Hawks is just on a mission this year, and I'm proud of them, man. I'm happy how far they came. Hopefully, they can go to the finals. I would love to see Trae Young in the finals, John Collins. But they're putting on the show right now. Rumors has that Cam Reddish is going to be healthy. He's going to be back in this series, and that's another bucket getter from Duke University that I'm looking forward to seeing in the playoffs. Definitely looking forward to game two, man, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm saying Reddish and Hunter, if they get those two guys back, I mean, that bench is going to be a big plus. So, and it's going to help them out a lot. So I hope those guys come back, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. Another game that we watched, the Suns versus Clippers, game one. Devin Booker went crazy. DeAndre Ayton game-winning alley-oop, dunk in. It was pretty fire. Devin Booker broke his nose, but he's talking about wearing a mask next game. Let me know your thoughts on game one and how you think game two is going to pan out.
It's crazy because, well, I had a hot take on Devin Booker, and the mask just reminds me of somebody. But and I mean, listen, I mean, we spoke about it too after game one. We spoke about Ayton and his impact in the game, and second game, I think in the first quarter he had 12 points, right? So right off the gate, he was making his presence known, and I mean, for the Clippers to give that up in the end, that's brutal. But I mean, the Suns they're kind of the Hawks, man. Like they're just finding ways to win games. Like they're doing everything right, and it's just when it comes down to a bucket or a stop when they need it, they're getting the job done.
Yeah, man, 100%. We know Zubac is food down there, so I mean, hopefully they'll use DeMarcus Cousins more. I think that might be a way of them having an advantage next game, but we'll see how that goes. For the Clippers, I don't know, man. Luke Kennard's out there doing all he can when you come down to a Paul George, missing those free throws in the clutch.
Yeah, that's
I mean, it's kind of wicked when you see Giannis making free throws and Paul George and just something ain't going on, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't know what happened to him on that, and I don't know where that playoff P or whatever that came from, but I mean, dude, just make one. You just make one, like just one. So
he missed two, man. I think he needs the bubble to make them free throws. That's what it's looking like. that's kind of wicked, Paul George. But I mean, he did have a good game, but it just couldn't make the free throws at the end. So we'll see how it goes for game two, man. Playoffs is gonna be on tonight, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how
Yeah,
that. Looking
tonight they
forward to
play.
it.
Yeah, hmm
Yeah,
I believe like 9 o'clock. I think.
yeah. 76ers Daryl Morey after playoff elimination, he said that they didn't have quite enough good players to reach to actually win the series. I think that's kind of crazy when you look at the roster comparison compared to the 76ers, comparing to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks wasn't even supposed to be in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. We knew they were going to be a good team, especially for the future's sake.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, nobody would have thought in a
Oh
million
no.
years the Hawks would be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So let me get your thoughts on Daryl Morey's comments.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like shooting yourself in the foot, right? I mean, you're talking about the roster, but you're the guy in charge to make the roster. And but didn't he make some off? Didn't he added what Josh Richardson and they added Curry to the team? So I mean, I thought the team was already good, and with those pieces, I felt like that was kind of little pieces that they needed to get them over the hump. I think the roster had the talent. It just came down to the guys just choked. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. You guys choked. Um, but like you said, I agree with you. I compared that roster to every other roster that was in the Eastern Conference playoffs. I think Philly was better than a lot of those guys. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think his comments is it was just shooting his own self in the foot.
Yeah, when you look at the equalizer, what the 76ers had, they had so much talent come off the bench. And they barely used Dwight Howard. I think that's another thing that most people don't think about. He's coming off the bench, Dwight Howard. We've seen him game one and two of that series when he was out there catching lobs, and nobody could
Mhm.
literally stop Dwight Howard going in the paint. So I felt like he was misused a lot in that series as well. When you got a guy like Ben Simmons who isn't really using his aggressiveness to go in the paint and go dunk, you got a guy
Yeah.
like Dwight Howard, you can put him in and pretty much let him brutalize that paint. That's somebody that's definitely going to take command to that. And they both stink at the free throw line, so you're probably not missing nothing really.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, that team had it all. I mean, you had great defensive players. I think you had two or three players on the all defensive team.
Mm,
You had shooters, you had bucket getters. Yeah, I don't get what his comments was from at all.
yeah, that's kind of wicked. But I mean, hey, it's Daryl Morey. He. I mean, we don't have to worry about that anymore. But I mean, it's all good. Hopefully, the Sixers will figure it out. Hashtag free Steph Curry. He's over there in prison. You know how I feel about my Duke players, but it's all good.
Well,
We ain't gonna worry
I
about
think
it.
I think once they get rid of Ben Simmons, and I think Curry got his. I think he has a most improved award coming soon. The way he's looking, if he keeps developing, I think he's gonna win a most improved.
Yeah, man, definitely. Another thing we were looking that was interesting. Yesterday, Harden withdrew from Team USA. He committed to it the other day, but
Mhm.
due to his hamstring injury, I think he's going to sideline that and try to get better for the next season. And with that being departed, a guy that we mentioned on the podcast last episode, Jeremy Grant, is now a member of Team USA. That's what I'm looking forward to. A glass cleaner and definitely a good defender. Also a nice
Mhm.
streaky volume shooter that can be very put together with that Team USA team.
Yeah, it's what is was Grant put in because Harden left, or was Grant added in?
Yeah, I think he was a sub.
Oh, okay. So I mean, but listen, it's great to see a player like that when you're watching somebody that had so much potential and improved a lot last year. Well, this year, so it's good to see him play with a bunch of all stars and see what potential he can have and develop his game even more being around those guys. So I'm good to see it, and I think Harden, I think that's kind of the right move. I mean, I think last year, in that all season, I think he kind of like I'll say I don't think he put in the work as much. Because these guys when you're as good as him is you just show up and you play basketball, right? But I think when you start getting to that age, you get a little knacks in here, and I think that's what happened to him. So I think he's gonna spend mostly this off season working out and getting his body right for this upcoming season.
Yeah, man, 100%. I think he'll come back better. Hopefully he'll be more consistent. I think he'll have a better season next season. Him getting to
Oh yeah,
Brooklyn, injury, but him not really learning the system. It's going to take a little while for him to get it together, but I think he'll have a better game year two than year one. So we'll see how that pans out. Shout out to Jeremy Grant, Team USA. Another person that I thought about that never played for Team USA, Steph Curry. Steph Curry has never played for the Olympics. I found that kind of crazy. Of course, we
Yeah.
had Klay Thompson, and he's a bucket getter. But what do you think about Steph Curry? You think that'd be like an overload or something about him playing Team USA? What is your whole thoughts of him not ever being, qualified for it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's weird that you say that because honestly, I never really realized it. I never realized that he never played in Team USA. I mean, I don't know if it's I don't know. I guess everybody's different. I think some people tend to just use the off season to work privately on themselves on the game or spend time with their family and more stuff like that. So I think that's my what it that's I think that's what it is. Because other than that, I mean, I really can't see no reason why he will not play for Team USA.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be an overload if he was to play because we know he's the best shooter in the world. So
Yeah.
I don't think no team in any country can match up with Steph Curry if he's
No,
out there.
I think if he's there, I think he's really pulling from half court. Like I think it's gonna look like a globetrotter game. Like I think he's just gonna be throwing shots up.
Like, could you imagine Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and Steph Curry all on the same team? Like,
Yeah,
that's no contest. You might as well just
yeah,
give us the gold now.
that's it. I mean, I don't think. I think if you lose by 10, it's like you won.
Pretty much. Another person that didn't want to play for the Team USA is Kyle Lowry, but I went on Twitter and said nobody wanted him anyway. Just
I
being
mean,
honest, it's like
I don't really care to see him playing Team USA here.
like nobody wants Kyle Lowry on Team USA. I mean, you can play for Canada if you want, but nobody wants your Team USA, Bucko. Just saying. But it's all good. We're gonna go ahead and hop into our first commercial break. We got 3 to 4 more topics left, and then we're gonna hop into our hot takes. Appreciate Electro for stopping by. Appreciate everybody that's going to watch this post stream as well. Appreciate all the support on all platforms. We're going to be having clips drop soon on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. So you guys stay tuned for that. But let's hop into our first commercial break. The following commercial is brought to you by Green Gang.
You're. Sheesh.
Teal. Show me teal. Show me teal. That's blue. That's blue. Give me Bellinger.
Trout.
Acuna again! Oh my god! I fooled this guy twice! I fooled him twice!
Oh my god! Whoa!
I said the only thing that worries me is, holy shit, Dilly, you were not lying about Canada. Holy mother of God. I don't know if I've ever fucking hit a ball that left the bat that fucking fast before. 108.
Welcome back to the Hot Take Podcast. Let's go ahead and hop back into our topics. Another addition that we are actually shocked to see is Ime Udoka. He used to play for the Spurs. He was an assistant. Is now the head coach of the Boston Celtics. He was trending on Twitter, but not for himself. It was for his wife, Nia Long. Celtics fans cannot wait to see Nia Long courtside, man. And I can't wait either, man. The meme off of that tweet is just hilarious. Have you seen any of those?
No, I haven't seen it. I have to check it out.
Oh, man. I see what they said. When Tristan Thompson see Nia Long courtside, they had to pick up Julian Newman dribbling 3,000 times. Oh, man. I was in there crying yesterday.
I gotta definitely look at that then.
Man, I can't stand Twitter, but yeah, man, that's a good signing for Boston. Hopefully he can do something right for that team. He's a good players coach as well, but man, if Neil Long is courtside of the games, the revenue is definitely going up, skyrocket.
Yeah, I don't think he can't lose with that. But yeah, I mean, shout out to him, man. Congrats for getting the job, especially being a color coach in Boston. So I mean, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
And listen, I think anybody that's been under the wing of Pop, man, it's I think you have a high ceiling of being a great coach. It's gonna be a little tough, I think, with that roster. See what they can really give him. I feel like they're missing a couple pieces, but other than that, I think he's gonna do a great job in Boston.
It wouldn't surprise me if they go get Kyle Lowry this offseason, if he doesn't stay at Toronto. I mean, with Brad Stevens and everything, Villanova. Villanova
Listen,
point guard Kyle Lowry.
they can get Kyle Lowry, if not Spencer Dinwiddie. So I think
Yeah.
that would be a good fit for Boston as well.
Yeah, I can definitely see them doing something like that. But hey, man, Brad Stevens is making moves already with Kemba being gone to OKC. Definitely looking forward to see how that's going to work out. But another person that happens to join a new coaching staff. Sorry about that. Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle joined the Pacers as the new head coach. Left Dallas Mavericks after those struggling seasons that can never get over the hump. Let me know your thoughts about the Mavericks moving on from Carlisle and how you think he's going to do as a Pacers head coach.
I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do okay. I think he's. I think he might at least be able to bring them into a playoff or into a play-in tournament. Their roster is still decent. I mean, I believe next year they're gonna get back Warren. I believe Levert didn't play this year either, right?
He barely played.
So yeah, so I mean, they'll get Levert back. They'll get Warren. And then as long as they just keep building around Sabonis, I think they'll be fine, and especially a good coach like him. So
yeah, we'll definitely see how that's going to look. One thing about the Pacers is that they're not going to have Miles Turner next year. I'm pretty sure they feel like they're going to move on from him, especially with Sabonis being the production he is. I feel like he's not going to be there next year. But hey, I think that's a good thing for the Pacers to move on from Miles. He's still a very good defender and everything. If anything, Miles Turner could definitely, if he had the choice, I would say go to the Lakers, take Andre Drummond's spot. I know they're not bringing him back, I'm pretty sure, but hey, we're definitely looking forward to that. Electra said, I feel like Kemba is exactly what the Celtics need, to be honest. And someone needs to control the game and get a buck behind Taylor Brown. What was you saying?
I'll even honestly I'll even take Turner on the Knicks. So I mean he's a good center. He can spread the floor. He plays defense. So I think he'll fit good with us as well.
Yeah, he would definitely fit the Knicks. That's a good spot for him, especially putting Randall back at the 4.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be a good move for you guys too. You guys definitely have enough salary cap to get you another star other than Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can see what you guys can do, especially if you guys were risky enough. Even though Kemba likes small market teams, if you guys would go and get somebody like Kemba in the Garden, I think that would bring revenue and it would actually get you some points on offense.
I've been wanting Kemba for years. I've been wanting him for years, especially when he first hit that free agent market. I was dying for to get Kemba, but I mean it just never happened. But I mean also the Knicks have a tendency of in the franchise in the history of tending to get players kind of already past their prime. So I mean I kind of really won't be surprised if we do end up with Kemba.
Hey man, I mean it'd definitely be something nice to see. Especially Garden's already rocking. Imagine a crossover there every night at home.
Mm-hmm.
With Kemba Walker, man. It'll just be
doing his little pullback crossover that he did in college.
Yeah, man. In that arena too, but
yeah,
that'd definitely be dope. Now that the Dallas Mavericks has moved on for Rick Carlisle, there's a bunch of coaches out there that needs a job. Certain people like Becky Hammond from the Spurs, another assistant coach who did very well, and then Chauncey Billups, who's out there in the market as well. Who do you think should Dallas try to go after?
I'm kind of just I kind of want to see Becky already. I kind of want to see her like break that barrier already and become the head coach. And like I said, another person under Pop. She had already experienced coaching when Pop was out. So I think she will be. I think she's a better fit. If it comes out to those two, I think she's a better fit than Chauncey. I kind of like iffy about these former players that are always just coming in with not even becoming an assistant, just jumping in straight into being a head coach. I mean, of course, there's some players that can do it and be successful, but at this point in time, I think the Mavericks should definitely sign Becky Hammond.
Yeah, I think Becky. Both of them are player coaches, by the way. I think both of them are good player coaches. I think Becky deserves it. I think her credit and her value of what she does. I think she has more experience than Chauncey Billups. When you
Mm-hmm.
get Chauncey Billups a job, I think he needs to go to a team that he's a player coach as well. But I think he needs to go to a team like the Kings or someone, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that they're still rebuilding and they're still young. And with Chauncey Billups' experience of the game, knowledge, I think he really helps De'Aaron Fox and guys like that of that nature. And I
Mm-hmm.
think if they were looking forward for a coach like this with experience and an NBA championship mindset, I think he will help a younger team under other like the Mavericks. I think Becky Hammond's a perfect fit for the Mavericks. Gives Luka
Yeah.
the longevity and the exposure what he wants to do on the offensive side. I think Rick Carlisle was missing that. Um, Luka, he did what he wanted to do, and they didn't really see eye to eye. If you get a coach like Becky Hammond, I think it works out for them. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that.
No, yeah, and definitely, I like to see Chauncey go through the stages like Teron Lue. I mean, saying you start off assistant or start even lower than that, and you work way up. But then again, like you said, I mean, that's also a good idea. If you want to just throw him in to a team like the Kings, a team like OKC, and just have him develop those guys, and I guess get his feet wet in a sense as well. So I mean, that would be a good fit too.
I mean, even if we were being honest, he could have went to the Wizards. I think the Wizards
Oh,
would have been a
no,
decent
no,
pick.
but listen, now you say that. I mean, listen, how about you throw him in Detroit?
Yeah, that too. Detroit, they definitely got the potential. They're young and they got a nice little. And speaking of Detroit, they got the lottery pick. They about to go get Cade Cunningham. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
But
hey,
but I saw something, and he said he tweeted something out that I guess it's time to go to Las Vegas for something. I don't know if he's hinting like he kind of might miss this draft and go into the G League right away. But I mean, listen, that would suck if that happens to Detroit. But yeah, other than that, isn't he a Michigan boy as well? I think he's from, right? So I
yes, I
mean,
like.
so I think yeah, I mean Detroit, they got to go ahead and get Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, they got to, man. If they don't, the team that's under that, so we can go ahead, steal that pick real quick. I'll be fine with Green, but hey, man. If we could get Cade Cunningham, that's just my dream pick. I'm praying Detroit pulls a Detroit and gets somebody like Darko Milicic. Wouldn't be opposed to that at all. So we root for you, Detroit. Go ahead, make that pick. Woo! You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
got one more topic before we hop into your hot takes. If I'm missing anything, feel free to let me know. But let's go ahead and hop into this commercial break really quick, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Following content you're about to see is what is expected from the Hot Take Podcast. I go by Dom
What's going on, everybody? It's Coquito.
Casamigos Tequila.
Little bottle of Patron right here. Still in the proper 12. Kind of
Yes.
too bright, can't really see it, but yeah, it's a little bottle of vodka there.
Jordan Woods has just did the Bust It Down challenge, ladies and gentlemen. And Lord have mercy.
It's just incredible the thing that this guy is doing, and damnly nearly averaging a triple double. But I mean, definitely, like for example, man, I don't see how Julius Randle is not on this list of all stars. But I mean, definitely my favorite Jordan moment is probably that switch hands, man, in the finals. I mean, I think people like really underestimate like how hard that move is.
And I'm like, whoever wrote this, your mom's a hoe.
See, it's different for me because I listen to all types of music. It's a different genres, so I'm kind of like in that weird section. Bro, that's not funny. That wasn't a joke. I mean, am I a comedian?
I go.
I don't even want to answer the question.
Oh man, I mean, no.
Bro, why are you still laughing, bro?
Right, go ahead. What you gotta say?
I don't think he's overrated. So, shout out to my weird ways and my music selection. Bro, stop laughing, bro. I'm gonna come through this camera, dog. Mr. Chuckles over here just laughing at everything.
All right, man. Salute.
Or whatever, man. All right, welcome back to the show. Appreciate everybody still for tuning in. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch side, we got one more topic to talk about, and that's the Bucks. The Bucks is definitely, if they lose another game, they might be on the brink of elimination. The Hawks can potentially make the finals. What does this mean for their coach Bud Bullhose? Is it time for them to move on from Coach Bud? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, man. I mean, you have the roster. You have I mean, you pretty much have everything that you need. You have the superstar you need. You have the shooters you need. You have the defenders. You have the bench. I mean, what more? Like, what more is it? And it's just showing, man. In this series, it looks like so far in game one, he just got completely outcoached. So, definitely, if they lose this series, I think they might have to start looking to move on.
Yeah, man, 100%. Shout out to the Great Patriot Republic in the chat. Yeah, man, I definitely think if this is pretty much a finals or fire spot situation for Coach Bud and the Bucks, man, I think if they lose to this Hawks, like I said, the Hawks been exposed to teams all year. I definitely would love for the Hawks to go ahead and get them out of there because nobody really wants to see the Bucks in the finals. Let's be honest. The final prediction I want is the Hawks versus the Suns. That would be so electric of a finals, even if we get the Clippers versus the Hawks. I mean, I would enjoy either one. I mean, we might have to see Bubble P in the finals, but yes, the Hawks versus the Suns is definitely the finals I want.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that. I definitely want to see Suns and the Hawks.
Yeah, man, definitely. You know, I would love to see somebody like Cam Reddish in the NBA Finals because that would just be a picture perfect situation for me. Just saying.
But yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, man.
Well, you know, I've never been a fan of the Bucks anyway, so.
Yeah, nobody's a fan of the Bucks. Nobody cares. But you know, it is what it is. You know, another thing that happened to pop up is this trending tweet. Have you seen the Brick Lopez exchange with Trae Young?
No.
Oh man, they was playing like tag or some certain situation. They both started laughing. It almost looks like Brook Lopez wants to play for the Hawks. That's what it's looking like from my eyes. But hey, it is what it is. And then after that, I seen some more memes when they was talking about Brook Lopez got his revenge on the Brooklyn Nets because he was the star there. It was like, don't do that.
Nobody,
nobody care about that situation with Brook Lopez. We knew he was pretty much food wherever he plays anyway, so it doesn't matter. They're just staring this narrative like, get out of here. But let's go ahead, man. You ready for your hot takes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead and change this background. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let me get this.
He's getting situated.
Yeah, I'm good.
You good?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Coquito's Hot Takes.
All right. So like I was telling you earlier with the Booker and the mask. So this is what it led up to this hot take. So this one is Devin Booker is the new Kobe Bryant.
Ooh, that's not no hot take. That's just he been in the lab with Kobe too. I mean, R.I.P. Kobe. He been in the lab, so I definitely agree with that. I wouldn't like to change his name or anything. I think Devin Booker is just Devin Booker because he's going to add his own spice and flavor to his own plays that Kobe taught him. But he's definitely the new version, especially him being so young and talented. I feel like he haven't even tapped his deeper bag yet. So I agree, man. I think he is.
All right. Next one. James Harden will be on the list of superstars that never won a ring.
Oh, man. If we get him out of Brooklyn, I'll agree. But if he's in Brooklyn, I feel like his best chances is there. And, with him having Kevin Durant on the team, I feel like his chances is just very high. So it's unfortunate. I think he's going to be holding KD back too, but you haven't heard that from me.
Yeah, I think he's holding us back. And I think definitely if he was on his own or
send him to the Knicks, man. Send him to the Knicks.
I'll take him. I'll take him. I mean, who wouldn't take him? I think he still gives you a chance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think he's gonna be on that list of those great superstars that just ended up just never winning a ring. This year's draft is gonna be the most talented draft in the last 11 years.
Man, that's a hot take. This draft, I don't know, man. when you look at the Tatum draft or the Zion draft, I think both of those drafts pretty much are a good comparison to this year's draft, but I don't know about this one. I think this draft is probably like 1 year. I mean, maybe I'll give this a good first round. I think the first round is really good. But when you look into the second and third, when you look at all the other drafts of the past 11 years, I think we have way better drafts than the one we got next year. But I don't know. I can't really tell with this one. He said this one because of so much uncertainty. Yeah, it's kind of tough to compare this one to all the ones past 11 years. But I'm taking the Zion and Tatum draft over this one.
Over this one?
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
I think this year I think I got a mix of it all. I think you have like I said, I think Green might be that best player out of that draft. So so I really like this year's draft. All right, next one. And I just added this one too.
I like it.
If Giannis loses to the Hawks,
Yeah.
he will be considered the most overrated superstar.
Of course you would have that. He will be exposed, but out of all the superstars, besides Harden, you got a point. You got a point there. He's losing. He's going to lose to the Hawks potentially.
Listen, he has the road. Once you pass Brooklyn, he had the road that's it. That was
clear.
That was to the finals. Listen, everybody's saying he's a superstar. He's the most dominant. He should be showing that right now against the Hawks. There's no reason why he should not be going for 40, 45, even 50 against the Hawks. So, listen, if he loses this series, I'm going with he's the most overrated superstar. And nobody ain't gonna tell me nothing.
I won't complain because this is the easiest road to the finals after beating the Nets. Like the Hawks don't have a Giannis stopper. Like there's nobody on that team that's pretty much almost 7 foot that can do what Giannis does and can defend him potentially. Like he's pretty much a walking Shaq, like of this era. Like he can literally just Euro step, travel to the paint and dunk.
Yeah,
every time.
Every single time. Yeah.
Even if he wants to shoot 3, he'll hit 1 out of 5. So like he can pretty much take this series over by himself. Like they just relying on Chris Middleton at this point, which is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
But,
which I spoke about it before. Is that was the problem with the Bucks it's when they need a bucket. You know they're going to Middleton. Like there's like if you look at yesterday. Well, was it yesterday?
Yeah,
was the game yesterday. So if you look at the game yesterday, right, when it came down to that bucket when they needed, they let Giannis freely run to the rim. Like they didn't even pay him no mind. Like they just completely left him there. When he got the ball, what they did, just follow him. Like so. They was making sure Middleton was not getting the ball in his hands, and that's just the problem with the Bucks. But at the end of it all, you're that superstar, and when they need a bucket, you should be able to get it for them. So,
yeah, like I said, if it wasn't for Joe Harris and James Harden and Shake Milton selling and Bruce Brown selling that series, we wouldn't be even having this discussion because you probably would have said he was overrated already because the Nets would have been moving on. But hey, it's fine.
But listen, now imagine that. Imagine the Hawks versus the Nets in the conference final. I think that would have been.
That's just food right there. That's you talk about a star taking over. KD can do that by himself, especially in that series. Like there ain't nobody on the Hawks guard KD. Because he could pull up air drive, so
this
it would have been a way different series.
But
they probably would have been down 0-2 at this point.
All right, man. The last one, and then we're gonna go to this is the NFL side. Rashad Bateman will have a better year than Jalen Waddle.
Ooh, I like that one. I actually like Bateman too. That's kind of tricky. I don't know, man. Waddle's electric, but I think Bateman's more of the the route tree when it comes to both of those guys as wide receivers. But Waddle's definitely more electric in my opinion. But
the only downfall of Bateman is he has Lamar Jackson, but but other than that,
I'd definitely take Waddle in this situation though.
All right,
I feel like Waddle would be used more. Especially when you look at Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, who just don't really use their wide receivers like that. So, just look at Hollywood, for example. Probably one of the fastest wide receivers in the league and barely gets the football.
Barely gets the ball, yep.
So I definitely will take Waddle in this conversation. sad, but hey, it is what it is.
All right, no doubt. Well,
I mean,
that.
who knows? Bateman might go off against us next year, but I mean, that's probably gonna be his only game.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, that's it for me on my hot takes.
Yeah, I had another hot take, but I can't really remember what I was just thinking about.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh, here's the hot take. LiAngelo Ball would have made the shots Joe Harris missed in the Brooklyn Nets series.
I saw you tweeted that out, and I was thinking about writing that down as a hot take, and yeah, I mean, I agree, man.
All he do is shoot.
Mean, yeah, I mean,
for that quarter.
I agree. I mean, there's a bunch of people that you could name that would have hit that shot.
Ray Allen right now would have made that shot.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, with his eyes closed, he would have probably still made it. Yeah, I mean that's Joe Harris. You down bad. I think at least he didn't really he didn't pull a Danny Green, but
and that was definitely Danny Green wide open. Top of the key for Danny Green, but Joe Harris is all over the 3-point line is his hot spot. Like,
it's his hot spot, yeah.
That's what he's known for. When he played for Team USA, even though they didn't win, they won bronze, but all he do is shoot. That's what you're there for. Like, you're not a defender, you're food on defense. All you can do is shoot. So the one time you get your moment, you sail. It's kind of like yesterday with who was that? The guy from the Bucks. It was Pat Connaughton.
Pat Connaughton, yeah.
When he airballed the shot, like all you do is shoot. You're a dunker. You play the dunk out of it, but you're a shooter. That's what you're designed to do.
Yeah,
you know airball a three. Like,
you know who would hit that three? My man Steve Novak.
Oh yeah, of course, Steve Novak.
That man was oh man,
he was a sniper.
I love that dude. Oh man,
that dude was almost 40 sniping.
Steve Novak is a Knicks
man.
legend,
Pablo Prioni would have made them shots.
Oh yeah, and Pablo came to the league like damn near 40 years old.
I mean, he was food on defense too, but he was getting the bucket.
I mean, he was old as hell. But I mean, listen, that dude was he hit his threes and he played great defense. He at least he tried. I love Pablo, man.
I bet. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, there'll be clips uploaded sometime this week, so you guys stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on all platforms. Follow us on TikTok if you haven't. We are on Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely be seeing clips on Twitter later.
Who you got today? Clippers or Suns?
Suns by 40. But appreciate y'all. Man, the Clippers is food, dog. Like, if I see Zubac on the court, you know it's just over because Ayton is looking like Shaq out there. There's nobody stopping him.
Yeah, nah, it's not.
If they don't put the Marcus Cousins in the starting lineup, they're not winning. That's just how I feel. Like, I love Terrence Mann and the Clippers.
And we got Max Booker coming in.
Yeah, so man, Max Booker.
He gonna come down there. So I think, I think Booker. Let's see. Let's kind of predict this right now. I think Booker's going for at least 15 in the first quarter.
Just think about this. How could the Clippers win a game if Cameron Payne's going for almost 30 a night? How?
Yeah, that's yeah.
How?
Yeah, that's tough. And when you got Rondo shooting threes, yeah, I mean you down bad.
Then you got Luke Kennard leading y'all with 27. Like, man, come on, man. Do better. Clippers.
But yeah, I got Booker for 15 the first quarter.
I like that. I wish that was a bet, FanDuel or something.
Right.
I would definitely put my bets on that. Oh man, Max Booker! I just can't wait. I can't wait. Devin Booker might dunk on somebody tonight. He just might.
Listen. I hope they win the black jersey and he got the black mask on. I hope he pulls out the black mask, man.
Oh man, Phantom of the Opera. Can't wait. Phantom of Devin Booker, ladies and gentlemen, tune in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We out.
Yes, sir. Oh, we just shot.
I don't have a shot, man. I just worked out.
Oh, all right.
You got one?
I got one right here.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got? What you drinking on?
The same thing. My Marcelo.
Go ahead, take your shot. Yes, sir. You gotta take another one because I'm not drinking.
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right, y'all. We out, man.
All right.